Nice. Thank you. My garden. The goose. Thank you, people of the goose. Yeah. Picks up a certain amount of negative energy. But we went to the town of Qualicum, the Qualicum Township, where I've experienced some, not all, of the most violent type of encounters with human beings. And yet, every time I go out there, in fact, I make a video and I'll start the day and I say, before I come home today, I'm going to have at least one, what I would consider a violent encounter with a human being. Now, I'm not mean like screaming match. I'm talking about like anything disturbing at all, which shouldn't be. That's violence to me. And sure enough, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different females of 3 or 4 different ages sexually harassed me while doing nothing. And so Ripple, the last one that happened, a ripple went through my aura, starting around this side of this, I don't know what this looks like on camera, but this, if you were sitting in my body, you would say this is the right side of your head. And not that I want you in my body, and not that I want to be in yours. We should keep them separate. I petition you, I beseech you. But I thought that's telling me something's really wrong there. And sure enough, I woke up feeling a little crappy. These types of beings, they suck energy off you and they project into you a lot. And just at this happening, whenever I go to this township, which is supposed to be a wealthy little kind of couture township, right? Because of how I look, or that I'm by myself, or that I'm a man, or that I'm sitting on a log somewhere, or that, I'm by myself. These people, and so I'm just recovering from a difficult couple of weeks and I'm doing things, and it's just like, it induces a lot of anxiety in me. And I'm really fucking noticing that. That's the important thing, to notice it. Right? It's really important to take note every time someone makes you feel uncomfortable, especially, the opposite sex and whatnot. And I'm gonna have some beans. A little Perrier. This feels safe today. This feels good. It's a pink dawn. And I'm not hungry, but I'm just gonna have some fat and protein in my system. I had uncomfortable bowel movement, so you notice that. Okay, that's always bad energy from women. So this is on the level that women, sometimes it helps when you would say that unwanted sexual energy to you registers as aggression in your body, especially if you've experienced abuse or aggression in the past. Especially, let's say, if it caused damage. I didn't exactly get a rape kick, but I have had physical damage to my body from rape by women. And I've been around a lot of women who really don't have any problems, any compunction about any inhibitions about doing things which happen to be very dangerous to me. I had big crap, uncomfortable crap to start the day. I'm going to walk on my way. This is my fuel. It looks like some kind of pill freak was here. It's like a litter of probably some kind of pharmaceutical drug that they've been popping. Or guy, or girl, probably guy. The dawn is going progressively pinker. So you sit that and go, okay, note. In other words, every single encounter I had with human beings that were female yesterday made me feel bad. And as predicted, all of them in the Qualicum township. And thoughts that go through my mind is that it's like they're demonic. It's like, and to go above humans a second, because there are things that are above humans, that influence humans. What I'm learning is that the entire world that we live in is a prison of death. Right? Space, the final frontier, right, is the space that the government rents in your brain. It's been invented. Millions and trillions and billions of light years of time and space to completely own you with lies. Think about that. Oh, I should have taken this out right away. Right? To completely own you with lies. Space is the space they own in your mind, rent-free. Oh, fuck. I don't know why this closes so tight sometimes. Yeah, it's half empty now. All of space, everything you hear about astronomy, right, is the Astor, or the sun torture, of money. It's the Astor money. That's astronomy. Right? It's good coffee. All of space. The sun is only 40 miles away. Everything you know about space is about death. It's about the end of the fidelity of your flesh and blood, the wages of whose labor are death and the measures of death. The whole world is kind of measured out in you're going to die, you're going to die, you're going to die. Vast, cold, empty space, infinite dollars of debt. It takes so much to keep you alive. You should work your ass off and get what pleasure you can. Right? That's the world. They own you with space. The Enterprise, the Starship Enterprise, that boldly goes where no man has, because the only one who can go there, which is you, is no man at all. And you have gone there before. And the Starship Enterprise, the business of the world, is run by a captain, and the captain is the bank. And so they don't need money because they're the bank. Women are privileged in a way that hurts men and women, that helps the state. Men are privileged in a way that hurts women and men, that helps the state. Gender is conflated. Adam and Eve, Adam is not a man, and Adam, man, Eve is no lady. So neither one of them is a man or a woman. And even together, they don't make one man or woman. They're a Baphomet. They're a reduction. So right at the beginning of the Bible, you have the creation of opposites that aren't really opposites and have destroyed everything that came before them. Good and evil are the same. God and devil are the same. Adam and Eve are the same. And none of them have any coherent or congruent gender. That's a total dominion of the human mind. It's telling you right there. Space is invented to occupy your mind, right, to galactic proportions. A galaxy is because the gals lack the sea. They lack contact with the earth and with their feet and the soles of your feet and the waters of the womb and the waters of creation. They've been separated. And that galaxy is full of people that are controlled, that are hovering around a drain. I don't know what you think you're seeing when you think you're seeing a galaxy, but it's not what they tell you. And it's not going to be what the astronomers tell you, because astronomy is the torture of the star of money, the torture of man, the torture of the ass, or the sun, which is also the C, which is the third letter. Galaxy doesn't have 3 letters, but it has 3 syllables. The language is torture. It's the languish of the wage. Language. Wage is wage or death. The wages of sin are death. Sin is no sea, no sun. It is also referred to as the moon. It's a pejorative of the moon, the way S is a pejorative of the sun. And it refers to the lunar or moonitary and matrimonial systems of the dominion of the banks over their inventory, the flesh and blood, and the wombs of the flesh and blood. Jove, Saturn, create their children out of their mouths, which is a perversion and corruption out of the fundamental signaling standards of the creation of flesh out of their wombs. Right? Indeed, our mouths create with a power as though that of a mother, a flesh and blood, that includes without any destruction or perversion also the Father. Right? We are created, man and woman, from a mother. And right? It tells you right there in biology. Child, which is a mother or father. The mother or father from the mother and father. They all have the flesh and blood of their mother. Right? Okay, not going to stay here very long. Time to go. It's very cold. Amazing. It gets turned around. That coffee always manages to fall over. It's amazing. I got to get a new thermos. Okay. And I got to get some marijuana when I come back today. I actually think I'm feeling a little better. I wasn't feeling hunky-dory when I came out today at all. And like I said, I start to look at women. Because if I feel sick, chances are it's to do with women. That's what I look at every day. It's like, oh, we had lots of bad encounters with women. Good. Cool. Let's go. So I'm slowly honing into a new walk, which is this one. I can now go by the alcoholic woman's house. I don't think she smokes outside, thank goodness. It's like nice to think she has, I don't think it's true, it has a little bit of shame about the fact that she started sexually harassing me. So I just call it the alcoholic crazy woman's house. You know, if I have to walk, women don't think about me. They don't think about me. Like, she started getting drunk and catcalling me. She didn't think about the fact that I have to walk by her house a lot. So I had to change my life for 6 months. Because without even using words, I let her know that I don't want this behavior at all. I find it extremely offensive. And she got really offended, of course, right? Because I should be allowed to treat you like a sexual object, right? A man I don't know who's just a friendly person who says hello to me to be polite because he's walking by my house, right? You know, I think it kind of creepy if you walk by someone's house and they're smoking every other day and you never said anything to them, you know? Like, this is the thing with being courteous and friendly, right? I wonder how many women have asked themselves, oh gee, How come that those men are that man? I was just being friendly. I was just being polite. And these apes, says you're ready to be mounted, right? I always try to understand that whatever I experience is I have female counterparts. And nor do I say it's the same. I'm just saying I don't like it. And I'm happy or not happy to empathize, to consider that. And it also helps me selfishly because to think of how women feel about how they're treated and to think about how women would feel if they were treated the way I was is to include a wider audience, right? I can go on tirades against women, as I'm sure women can go on tirades against men. I've never had a girlfriend. I've never been touched with love. I've never hold my hand with love or kiss me with love or ask me questions about where I was born, the many books I've written, why I write poetry, what it's meant to me in my life, in a way that has nothing to do with making money and everything to do with protecting myself, my family, and any potential from the state. Did you know that that's what the history of poetry is about? But you know they never teach you that. The whole history of poetry, right, which is even actually created by the state, contains messages that indicate, and through critical analysis, that the whole point is to take yourself away from a malicious world and to recover your own song, your own sense of knowledge that preserves you against and from any other kind of knowledge, which, whatever its power or scientific or religious weight, just may not be everything, and it may not be safe for you in the moment, right? You might, not everyone who goes to every doctor to do everything any doctor told them to do is going to be alive today, right? So let's just be realistic, okay? That doesn't mean doctors are bad, but what about the person who gets on a plane, want to be on the plane, and then it crashes? What about the person who says, I want to cancel that elective surgery, and that day that's to take a little sniff of whiskey or something because he's human? Yes, he's a human, and maybe his children just died from a serial killer. He has to take a little thing of whiskey to steady his hand, and mistakes are made. It's just try to think of all the things that could throw a surgeon off. Not that they are. Surgeons are actually one of the most dependable types of doctors, right? They're very good at what they do, and they have to be. There's no other job I can think of. Well, you can probably think of some engineering and stuff like that, but computer technology, but you have to be so precise you can't make any mistakes. Imagine a job like that. You want to go to work today and if someone's life is right under your scalpel and you cannot make a mistake. You make a mistake, they die. You're not liable for it, and people would understand, but the point is you're not going to get residency status when there's 100 other wonderful Jewish doctors or other races, other ethnicities who can do it without a mistake every time. That's what they get paid the big bucks for, right? So, but knowledge against the world, So that you're not just sitting in a coffee shop saying, oh yeah, that government again, having another election, yeah, whatever, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Think about the new foreign policy in the next country they started ransacking. Yeah, I don't like that either. Let's have another coffee, scratch our balls. There's nothing, it means nothing. You have to live every day of your life based on the knowledge that you need and can change and edit that keeps you safe from anything and everyone that we call the world, which, by the way, means the same thing as the universe, right? In occult language. Did you know the universe means the world? I figured that out before I came across it, right? It was just a confirmation of what the universe is the world. It means the world. Right? And when you see some of the credits for Universal Studios, I think it's like a world where the Saturn's rings around it. You'll see Saturn's rings in a lot of logos, right? The standard of signs. So it's titillating. The world's exciting. It's meant to stimulate and titillate and try to give bliss factors and endorphin rushes to your brain. When you're hit in the morning and you get your cup of coffee and you're going to work and your favorite song comes on the radio, or even just a song that you love, boom, 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 now go back to my room, da, da, da. And you're like, you can connect that to your life and where you were, it just feels good. This is happy. And the answer comes on, it's like, hey, did you like boom, boom, boom? You're like, boom, boom, boom. This boom, boom, boom is over, and now you're all by yourself. Just beat it, right? And they got quick things, they're professional liars, they're actors. Quips and stories all day long. You can talk and talk. Advertising, jokes, local news, madcap ideas, local fundraisers, special sports events, they're all over it. They're your friend. Here we go, boom, boom, boom. They dole out your drug of choice. Happiness, positivity, excitement. Little excitement does a girl good. Does a boy good. The bliss factor. Notice that everything's always about being excited. So I watch YouTube clips and I pay close attention to the comment section. There's a clip of a TV show, right? And the writing is like, wow. Comments are like, incredible writing, really intelligent, da, 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 da. And yet all these different characters, none of them are anything. All is basically homoerotic, nothing against homosexuality, but it is. It's strangely perverted, I think, about sex. Not that homosexuality is perverted, but it's just all very, very overwhelming. If the homosexual couple just admitted they were homosexual, we can move on with it. That would actually be more fair to homosexuals. Instead, they talk about banging girls. They want to go to the bedroom and rest from all their sex in a girl's bed. But yeah, even if they don't want to, they have to ask her, because she's a dominant female, whether or not she's going to come in and sexually. Even though it'd be fun, that's okay, you can do it if you want. But really, we want to recover from being raped by your girlfriend, right? Think about it. Okay? But no one's talking about the fact that this is all weird. And for all the about the writing, the slang, the insults, the cultural references, right? Authors, children's stories, you name it. All to do with triangles and penises and sex and bushes and all this kind of stuff, and semen and spunk, right? And sexual organs and fluids the entire time. No one's thinking, well, gross. And I've watched a number of clips from this particular show, and it's absolutely inane. But it's very well, you're going to see it in a museum one day. Oh, wow, and you're going to watch it. But why did anyone watch this? Okay? Star Trek is going where no man has gone before. Because you have gone there before. Out into a totally imaginary world with people, like the people on the show, who don't seem to need money. These are young seem to need to work. They're not getting welfare. Where's their money coming from? They always have time to hang out with each other and talk about sex and hockey. Isn't it interesting? Right? And you look at the comment section. No critical comments whatsoever. It's like they might as well be working for the company. Yeah, I like that reference. This is my favorite reference. I like the way he said this. I like the way she said that. Boy, she hit that line perfectly. Why? Because they're professional actors. And the script is written to make them look good at acting. It challenges you. You wouldn't be able to deliver those lines. The fact that it has no substance, it's like an architectural creation that means nothing. It collapses in upon itself. None of these people are real. No one you know had ever talked this way. And if people you know talk this way, there'd be something wrong with them. But you love it. Because maybe, in a way, you're everybody. You project onto them. And it's projecting ideas into your brain. None of it's coherent. Morally, sexually, on any level. But you love them. And they're holding you there. They're paralyzing you for the bank. Every township in the world is a branch of the Bank of the World. Every township. Parksville is a part of the World Bank. Right? Every business is there for the World Bank. You only rent your money. It's not yours. You pay for your own money. You pay for every dollar you earn. Right? Okay, so it's pretty complete and pretty ominous at the end of the day, right? As I said that, it refers as into a triangle. There are different triangles in the runes that, indicate like a lot of the fears I went through are primal fears of my mother, primal fears of females, because any disruption in the family unit, I think, can amount to a terrible primal fear of one's own mother. And disruptions in the mother-child relationship are of a rather overwhelming nature to the primal level of my emotional body. And I've spent weeks basically just the fear in my emotional body. And it's hard. It's usually the hardest day of my life. I'm waiting for my mom to pick me up. And I'm not sure because she misinterpreted what I told her about how to call me. Because my mom usually knows everything I say about communicating with me. She never clarifies wrong. And she always finds a way to do it wrong. I love her, but you'll set up like, okay, at this time, do this and call me and let me know everything's okay. But she won't. Or she'll find a way, when she does do it, to make it as ambiguous as possible. She finds it very hard to become clear to hear what I'm saying and to be able to do what I ask her to do. It takes a number of times to repeat it, right? And all she had to do was ring my phone once, which means call me once. Just call me once. Call me once, there you go. And then if it's a no, call me again. Okay? So she called me and let it ring twice. And I knew she had no idea what I meant. I'm like, is that yes or no? So I had to wait for a half an hour to find out if I had to spend 4 hours walking home at night. And I thought, I didn't tell her that scared the shit out of me. And that I managed to master my fear and be like, you know what? She's going to make it. I think she's going to make it because I felt good when it called. I felt like, and sure enough, I was right. Okay. But she wasn't able to communicate the way I asked her to. She found a way to make it as difficult to understand what she was saying as possible, if that's possible. Just to, one ring, Mom, just call me once. Just call me once. She thought I meant like ring me several times. Well, I was born in England. To ring someone is to call someone. I wasn't telling her, let the phone ring so many times. I was saying, call me twice. Call me and then call me again, or just call me once. But she managed to misinterpret everything that I said, right? And it's okay, we clarified it, and I said, it's a mistake that could happen, but it's strange that she'll make every mistake possible. And so all day long, right to my mother coming, there was something strangely disconnected in the way that women were interacting with me that had to do with primal fears about my mother. Isn't that interesting? But she did ring 2 times, which means completion. I got the 22nd card today. I forget which one it is, but it's a good card. And I thought, that's good. And it's a healthy energy. And I'm feeling a bit better, but I think I'm going to have to take one more fairly good sized crap today. Although I did a fairly big one when I woke up, but I just feel a little bit weird. And like I'm carrying a little baby inside of me. And I'm farting a lot, which is evil. It means that there's evil in me. Evil chi, as they say. My mom's going to call me when my beans come. And that's good. Second school bus right down here. I don't get a good feeling about school buses. I know we're trained to think like, school buses. Nostalgia, nostalgia, getting on the school bus. Nostalgia, nostalgia, the school bus. You sit on the bus as the wheels go round and round. The universe is the world, right? Vice versa. What does that mean? The other way around, right? The universe is the world. The round. Everything you think is the universe is just a part of the world. There's nothing in the world that gives you a good indication of what's outside of the world, or if there's anything outside of the world. When you die, or say when you go through a concussion of rebirth that takes your spirit fully out of your body for at least 40 years, let's say, on the other side, the blue road from December to March 21st. So every year, like we're in a period now of the blue road. The sun is in heaven, right? Christmas around here is heavenly. It's celestial. And the sun is making a journey that we make every lifetime, between lifetimes, every year for the birth of spring. So when you die, you were born, but you're not born from death. You're born from the same thing you were born from before. You're born and born and born. You're not dying and dying and dying and dying, right? You're not dead when you're born, although you're treated that way. Right? Although you're treated that way, okay? You are not gone, right? You are not gone. You know that when someone leaves, you know they're not gone. If you're not gone, you're never going to be gone, okay? You're always going to go, I promise you, okay? Everyone goes to heaven. Even Hitler goes to heaven, right? Everyone goes to heaven, right? Trust me, Hitler didn't do all those bad things. Hitler and all of his royal buddies did, okay? So, yes, hate him. Hate what he represents. Hate what a lot of things represent. I mean if let's say he killed 6 million Jews, awful. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying an awful thing. Maybe it's 6,000,010. Maybe we don't know the exact number, right? I know there's Holocaust deniers out there, and I think that I set aside a very special private part of my life to criticize not the Holocaust, but the historical record of it, but it's a very careful thing you have to do because you don't want to insult people and their loved ones who passed away, right? So I'm totally okay with the boundaries in this world about talking about things like that. I'm okay with that. Okay, so war is there to be dissected. Rabbis dissect it. Everyone dissects it, right? We can all do that. Do it in a proper way, most likely. And so that you're generating, even if you feel a little queasy about what you're thinking, you're trying to generate some new ideas to find intelligence in something that is otherwise totally unintelligible. Like how and why would human beings do that? Okay, and, you have to answer those questions. If you can't answer them,